Well, good morning. Today is Saturday, September 7th. It's my birthday. Start off with the really good news. When I went in, I told my guide, said, it's my birthday, so you have to be generous with me today. She says, it's my birthday too. And then we just exchanged information, and I found out that she's my elder because she's 13 hours older than me, to the minute. 13 hours, because she was born at 7:21 in the morning and I was born at 8:21 at night. I wanted to wait and make a grand appearance, but I lost 1.8 for a total of 72.8 pounds. The brat over at Smack Vision and Suzela at Sue Slims Down, they were getting too close for comfort, so now I'm in the lead again. I like being in the lead. But anyway, I don't want to get overconfident because I still have 52 more weeks ahead of me before I turn 70 next year. And by my 70th birthday, I am going to be at goal. And I'm going to be at lifetime, and I'm going to be going for free to my meetings. But this week, it says, rush less, enjoy more. So I don't want to rush the whole year because I'm not in any big hurry to turn 70. Let me tell you, I am not in a big hurry to turn 70. But I want to get there. So we talked about motivation this week, and we'll start with the card because I like starting with the Weight Watcher card. It said, rush less, enjoy more. You don't need to do a full mealtime meditation in a Zen-like setting to be mindful of your eating. Just slowing the pace and paying attention to the good food and company around you make it easier to eat what you planned and stop when you are satisfied. I know that's the hardest thing sometimes. It's like it just tastes so good you just don't want to stop. Because really after you have the first couple bites, you've really kind of fulfilled the urge of tasting it. And after that it's just sometimes just overindulging. Not always, but sometimes. Listen to the Headspace meditation app on your app called Engage Your Senses While Eating. You know, I have a bad habit. I watch TV while I'm eating, so I'm not really mindful of what I've eaten. But I do try to pay attention. So these are some things that they try to tell you to do that'll help you out. The first one is to set a nice table like you would for a guest and put away your phone and other electronics because you can always track later. You know, in theory, I really like that. Jim and I do eat our dinner together when he's home. We do sit at the table and eat the dinner together. But I'll be honest with you, when I'm eating my other meals, I always sit in front of the TV. A habit, I know, it's a habit. Number 2, before you begin, take a second notice to notice the colors on your plate. If you've watched my daily videos, you can see I like to make my plates fun. I like to make them very colorful. In the morning, I like to make them like a happy face. I use my banana as a smile, and I use my berries as the eggs, and the egg for the nose, and I just, you know, like the bacon for a mustache. I just like to make it fun. I always made my kids' food fun, so I like to make my food fun too. Number 3, who's the slowest eater? Match their pace. Okay, this one would not apply to me. I am a very, very slow eater. I don't have very many teeth in my mouth, so it makes it difficult to chew things down to the consistency that I can swallow them without choking. So I take a long time to eat. I am the slowest one at the table. I inevitably am the one that takes a box home and then either finish it when I get home or finish it the next day, which kind of helps in my weight loss, I guess, because then I haven't eaten it all at one time. I'm just a very slow eater. So if you're sitting at a table with me, you're going to match me. I'm not going to be matching any of you. I can't think anybody eats any slower than I eat. Number 4, start your meal eating with your non-dominant hand. It feels weird but slows you down. Once again, this is not going to apply to me. I should have been left-handed. I went to a Catholic school and only the devil used their left hand. So I have, look at them all, bruises all over my hand because I would try to write and be on the lookout for the nun, and when the nun would come, I'd try to switch it over. Sometimes I wasn't quick enough and I got whacked with that ruler. They'd call it child abuse now. Back then they called it discipline. So anyway, I can use my left or right hand for just about anything, so that's not going to slow me down. Number 5, instead of cutting all your food at once, go bite by bite. That is basically how I eat. I do cut it one by one as I'm eating it. think that's the proper way to eat though, isn't it? I didn't think you're supposed to cut all your food all the way. I don't know. I've always done it that way. And number 6, focus on the great taste, then tune into the conversation, go back and forth. I think one of the reasons I eat so slow is, I don't know if you've met me, but I am a talker. So I do kind of, as I've been told, dominate the conversation. Not that I mean to, but sometimes I do. So they told us to work on these things for the coming week. Think of this as my number one priority. So my number one priority this week is to ask yourself, I want to do less. What do you want to do less of? I want to do less eating the wrong foods. I want to eat it. I want to do less of it because I make poor choices. Number 2 is I want to do more. So I want to do more exercise. And so next week I do have a plan. I am going to do water aerobics, and I am going to still walk my 2.5 miles every day. So adding the water aerobics is how I'm going to do more. This week I want to feel. I want to feel like I've accomplished something over the weekend. I want to feel like I didn't sabotage myself on the weekend, because I usually sabotage myself on the weekend. So this weekend I want to feel like I'm not going to sabotage myself. Even though it's my birthday, I do have a plan for today. I did go out to breakfast. I had an omelet and a glass of milk, but I plan on having a good dinner with my cake, but then right back on track tomorrow. I'm just going to go right back on track. I had a birthday coupon to have a free breakfast, and you had to use it on your birthday. I wasn't going to let that go to waste. It was for $12. So I had a nice omelet. It was a farmer's omelet and a glass of milk, and it was good. And I had a piece, well, it was 2 pieces of rye toast, but they were like the ends and they were very small. So I really would consider it like a piece and a half if I was going to be truthful about that. So to feel this way, I will watch what I eat this week. I'll track this weekend. I'll do whatever I need to do to stay on plan. Like I said, I'm going to go a little bit off for my dinner, but that doesn't mean for the next 6 days I can't do what I need to do. And if I get stuck, I'll remember. Remember, it's only one day. It's only one meal. I can always get back on track. It's just like if I mess up today, it's just one day. It's one day out of the whole year. There's 365 days in the year. I got 364 more to make up for today. So I got to remember that. You have to remember that 99% of your journey happens outside your Weight Watchers meeting or WW meeting, out of your workshop. They don't call it a meeting anymore, they call it a workshop. I get a lot out of the meetings. I don't understand how people can do online. I know online is way cheaper. I think in Michigan it's $19.99 and I pay $56 to go for the meetings. But I get a lot out of the meetings, and so I think it's worth it for me to spend that little bit of money. And I want to get to my goal, because then I can start going for free. Things you got to remember that you're doing outside of your meeting is you're making choices, you're building habits, and you're working towards your goals. Anything you're going to make, if you're sewing and if you screwed up on a stitch and that, you pull it out and start again. You're not going to make this beautiful quilt like Denise did this quilt, and she got all the way to the end, like this last square she was doing, and she realized she used the wrong stitch. It wouldn't have matched the other. I don't know anything about quilting. I'll start off by saying that. But she explained it to me that when you put the pattern together, it would stand out, at least in her mind, that stitch was the wrong stitch. And so she pulled it all out. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of effort. But she put it back, and so she said now when she looks at that quilt, she knows that it was right. And then she kind of looks at that one little square with a little bit of joy and pride, because she knew that she overcame the obstacle of thinking, well, it's good enough. You got to think sometimes, are you doing just good enough? Are you just doing enough? Sometimes you got to do a little bit more. And you got to remember that you're always working towards your goal. Always. You're never stopping. You want to remember these 3 S's. This is how I tell people to remember my birthday. All my friends know this, because when they send me my card, they always put SSS on the bottom, which is Sandy's September. How did I go then? Sandy's? Super Sandy's birth? No. Sandy September 7th. That's it. Sandy September 7th, because it starts with an S. I didn't even remember. SSS, Sandy September 7th. That's how they remember my birthday. I almost forgot my own birthday. I didn't forget my birthday. I almost forgot the code, the secret code. The secret code for my birthday is SSS. But in Weight Watchers terms, it's simple, safe, and sustainable. You want to find something that's simple. You don't want to I have no objections to people doing keto. I know a lot of people do keto and they have a lot of success on it. A lot of people do calorie counting. A lot of people do their carbs and their proteins and they keep track of that. That's not simple for me. That seems like work. So for me, this is not something I would choose. But for you, if it works and you like it, do it. I mean, I always say that the best diet plan is the plan that works. It doesn't matter what it is, but you got to make sure it works for you. Also, you want to make sure it's safe. There are a lot of fad diets that tell you just eat cabbage for a month. So all you eat is cabbage for a month. That's not the least bit healthy. The one guy did the survey or the thing that he ate at McDonald's just for a month, and that's all he ate was McDonald's, and he got so sick and his numbers went sky high because he was not making smart food choices. There's a lot of different things of offering for food, and there's a reason for that. It's because God wants you to be healthy, and he gives you choices of things that you want to do. And also you want to make sure it's sustainable. There are so many diets out there. There's all kinds of diets. There's the Jenny Craig, there's the medical weight loss, there's the Atkins diet, the Weight Watchers, Tops, keto. I mean, I could name them all. And they all are proven to be successful for people to lose weight. But are they really successful for people to sustain that weight afterwards? So that's what I like about Weight Watchers. The Freestyle program, as long as I'm following it properly, works for me. When I abuse it and take advantage of it and look for little shortcuts and loopholes, it doesn't work. But this is a plan that I can follow the rest of my life and know that I can do it. So that's why I like to stay with this. You have to learn how to eat. You really do. That makes no sense. It's just like, what do you mean learn how to eat? You have to learn to make smarter choices. You have to know what is the better choice for your body. And some things you can eat, some things you can't. I'm very fortunate that I can still eat spicy foods. They don't affect me in the least. Jim can't eat spicy foods. He gets heartburn terribly. So I have to kind of lay back on the cooking, and the extra spices and stuff I add on mine afterwards, because these are foods that don't work for Jim. They work for me, but they don't work for him. So you need to learn how to eat. Always think of when you have a diet, because let's face it, I know they don't call it a diet, but it is a diet. You're trying to lose weight. Are you going to be able to stay with it afterwards without struggling? Is it going to really be something that you're going to really look forward to every day, that this is the plan you want to follow the rest of your life? If you just want to lose weight, that's fine, but then plan on thinking if you pick a program that's not going to help you to sustain that weight, you're going to be on that plan again and again and again. So you got to figure things out that are going to work for you. You want to develop an awareness of actions and circumstances that move you either closer or further from your goals. Well, we all know that there are circumstances that are somewhat beyond our control sometimes. Sometimes you go to a restaurant and you look at the heart healthy menu and it's just not appetizing. And you do try, you really do try. But sometimes you just can't, I know, like, I love Chinese. It's kind of hard for me to go to a Chinese restaurant and pick something healthy that I like. There might be something on there that's healthy, but I might not like it. I'm the one that's going to decide the circumstances of how I'm going to make my choices. So that's up to me. Afterwards, you want to reflect on your actions, and you will begin to notice your behavior changes and patterns that are working for you or working against you. The pattern of getting up in the morning and going for my walk right away works for me. If I don't go for my walk right away in the morning because it's raining or there's too much snow and people haven't shoveled their snow yet, I tend to not walk at all the rest of the day. It's a pattern I've developed. I'm kind of worried because next week my new goal is to go to water aerobics in the morning. The class is at 10, and then walk in the afternoon, probably about 2. That's going to be a struggle for me, but it's a new habit that I'm going to have to develop. And I can make it work for me, and that's what I'm going to do. If you go off track and you make a mistake, ask yourself, what happened? Why did I do that? What led to it? What led me up to making that poor choice? What did you learn from making that bad choice? And what's going to be your next step? What are you going to do the next time that this same situation comes to pass? You got to think of what you're going to do the next time, because there's always going to be a next time. And how you choose each time is how you're going to live the rest of your life. Develop a way of thinking that's going to help you get to the end with the successful end of your journey. self-pity is just a one-way street. You know, like if you're feeling bad for yourself because you made a mistake, it's not going to change anything if you're just feeling self-pity. You need to adjust your thinking and get back on track. Never use the word can't. They had brought up at the meeting, someone says, Mr. Can't never would. And that's true. Also, think of it as that you can't do it or that you won't do it. There is a big difference in those two words. Can't means that you physically or mentally just can't do it. Won't means you just don't even want to try. And I hate to think in my life that anything I can say that I can't do it. I do try. My son-in-law got a little upset with me when we were on vacation because we rented a cottage together. And every time he wanted to try to help me with something, I figured it was something I could do and I didn't need help. And he just got so upset at one point. He says, oh, don't ask Sandy for any help. Don't ask Sandy if she needs any help because she will not accept it. And then I just turned to him and I says, it's not that I can't do it. It's just that I won't accept help when I can do it myself. And there'll be a time when I'm going to need somebody's help. And I don't want to abuse it in the process of like, oh my gosh, she's always asking for something. Always, always, always. When I do truly ask for something, they truly know I just really can't do it. It's not so that I won't do it. It's just that I can't do it. And Henry Ford, his quote, which you know I love quotes, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So you got to have the right attitude all the time because the attitude is what's going to get you all the thing. So what you want to do is rewind your tape just 1 minute, please. Okay, if you do mess up, you have to remember to just like rewind that tape and think about what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong at that time? What behavior connected that link to why you did that wrong? And then trace it back. Trace back that link. What was happening at the time that you made that poor decision? Identify the behavior that caused you to do that, what you could have done in the future to not do it again, and repeat the changes that you want to keep incorporated into your life. Try to eat too from farm to table as much as you can rather than factory to table. If you eat farm to table, you're going to use way less points. Try to avoid sugar, which we all know. Try to track what you're eating. Keep track of the different things that you're doing during the day, and know what you're eating. That makes a big difference. Read the labels. If you can pronounce the stuff on the side of the box, do you really want to put that in your body? You got to think of that. Other things that you want to do after you've incorporated your behavior changes, acknowledge and celebrate all your progress, whether it's big or small. Sometimes you say, I only lost 0.1. Oh my gosh, if you gain 0.1, you never say, I only gained 0.1. You say, I gained 0.1. So why are you saying, I only lost 0.1? Think of it in the same sense. Any loss is a loss. Even if you stay the same, sometimes that can be a victory. It really can. Recognize the behavior of the changes that you've already made and the efforts that you've already made and how they're leading you to the right choices in life and how you're doing so much better. And know what you did to make the steps easier for you to make your changes. Sometimes it's just as simple as tracking what you're eating, looking up for new recipes, just talking to other people, watching people on YouTube that are having success stories. Celebrate all the time. Celebrate all your victories, no matter how big, no matter how small. Even your non-scale victories, celebrate those too, because a lot of times those are even better. I went the other day and went shopping, and something told me not to. I was heading right for the plus size department, but something said, let's try the Mrs. department. Let's just, for shits and giggles, let's just go to the Mrs. department. And that giggles from Smack Vision, make that clear. And I did, and I fit in an extra large. An extra large and a Mrs. is different than an extra large and a plus, because the plus, I think they just want to boost your ego up a little bit, and they say extra large when it's really probably a 1X, and the 1X is probably really a 2X, and so on and so forth. But it was a true extra large. So I celebrated myself for that non-scale victory, because I really haven't, in the last year, I have gained 4.2 pounds in a year. I should have lost. But it could have been way worse. In the past, it would have been way worse. Always, always, always focus on key behaviors that will lead you to your success. So, I don't know what I did with the card to show you the recipe. Oh, here it is, for the recipe. I am not going to try this recipe. It's for corn. I'll put it at the end. It's for street corn, cat koras, grilled street corn. It starts off with non-fat Greek yogurt. You've lost me right from the very first ingredient. So, anyway, hopefully you all have victories this week too, and I'm on my way to success. I'm going to be at my goal before my 70th birthday. I'm going to be very close to my 100-pound goal by New Year's Eve. That's my goal for the small-term goal, and I'm just going to stay with it. So give this video a like. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do a daily video. I do recipes. On Sundays, I do before and after shout-outs for my subscribers that have lost weight. If you've lost weight and you want to send me your before and after pictures, please send them to the email address I have in my description box. And it doesn't matter. You know, a lot of times people don't like to send, well, I only lost, and there they go saying only. Well, I only had to lose 10 pounds and I lost 10 pounds. If you only have to lose 10 pounds, that's the hardest 10 pounds. If I have to lose 100 pounds, my first 30 were very easy because just readjusting my eating, my body was like paying me, rewarding me. If you've only got, and anybody that's got their last 10 pounds, they know how difficult those last 10 pounds can really be. And you just got to stick with it. So send me your pictures. Like this video, leave me a comment, see me on my daily vlog. I have a collab coming out today, Saturday, September 7th, on what's in my fridge. Kind of give you an idea of how I stay on track with my weight loss program. So thanks again. See you on my daily vlog, or I'll see you next Saturday.